Alright, the following is an excerpt from the play In the Shadows, written and presented by the students, the 406 English class, Laurentian Regional High School from the chute. This is the story of two girls, Shannon and Amber, who visit a cemetery one night in hopes of causing trouble. Shannon has a bad attitude, is self-centered, rude, and bossy, while Amber is quiet, shy, and easily manipulated. Through the antics, the girls unwittingly awaken a spirit guide, or the guardian, along with several other spirits who feel they should teach them a lesson about life. Shannon will be played by Alex Chartrand, Amber by Cassandra Millette, Peggy Brown by Emma Foreman, Gaston by Jordan Hawley, and I'm Brad Howarth, and I'm going to be your narrator for today. Woo. Amber and Shannon hear strange sounds. The audience sees the spirit shadows that move around in the background. The guardian taps on Shannon's shoulder.
Oh my god, who the heck are you?
He motions them over with hand motions.
What are you trying to say? Come on, dude, speak up.
Don't get him mad.
He starts to walk away. She follows him, still asking questions, but Amber pulls her back.
What are you doing? You don't even know him.
Amber, shut up. Hey, buddy, I'm talking to you.
They stop at two cracked up, lopsided tombstones. Amber continues to cling to Shannon, her childish side appearing clearly. Shannon doesn't acknowledge Amber's clinginess, but doesn't really force her away either.
I don't get it. What am I supposed to be looking at?
I think he wants you to look at the stone.
Why?
Pulling on Shannon's sleeve.
I don't like this. Let's go.
Shh, I'm trying to read this. It's too dark to make it out.
The guardian turns to guide Gaston and Peggy on stage. The girls don't notice and are arguing quietly.
This is really making me feel sick. I mean it, Shannon. We need to leave.
I want to know what's going on. I'm not going anywhere, all right?
We need to go. This isn't right.
Grow up, Amber.
The guardian retreats to the side. Amber suddenly notices something over Shannon's shoulder. It's Gaston and Peggy's spirits.
Oh my gosh. Shannon? Shannon? Shannon, look!
Shannon turns around to find two ghosts hovering near their stones.
Good evening, girls. Isn't it lovely out here in the countryside on a moonlit night?
Who are you?
Peggy motions for Shannon to read the gravestone. Stage goes black and spotlight on Peggy, Shannon, and the gravestone. Reading the gravestone.
Margaret Brown, 1922 to 1993.
Is this some kind of joke?
Continuing to read headstone.
Born in South Shields, England.
Are you trying to tell us that you're a ghost?
Peggy nods silently.
Wait a minute. If you're from South Shields, why are you in this graveyard?
Well, I had to be. I grew up in South Shields, and that's where my family was. But during World War II, my country was under attack. I was married and had a 2-year-old. I couldn't afford to stay there, not with a child to raise. I'm an evacuee.
Oh, perfect.
Stage lights go out. Spotlight on Peggy.
The smell of people is overwhelming. It's a mix of different smells. Panic, dread, exhaustion, and hope. That's all I can do at this point. Hope and pray. The guard yells for the line to move, and everyone moves forward simultaneously. A plane roars by overhead, and the crowd hunkers down, nervous. The sound of engines disappears over the city, and a deep, collective sigh of relief shakes the crowd like a tremor. As the line inches forward, thoughts race through my mind. Where is my husband now? Are my papers in my bag? Is my baby girl okay? The shrill scream of a misbehaving child makes a few people turn, their minds too foggy with worry to really care. A little boy is chasing after a stray cat, his uncoordinated feet thumping across the deck, his bright laughter oblivious to the gloom of the adults around him. After a moment, a young man steps out from the line and snatches up the giggling child. It takes me a moment to realize that the young is actually still a boy, no older than 15 or 16. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here, waiting to be evacuated to Canada. He would be out in the field, carrying a gun through mud and ducking from overhead planes. As I look around, I realize just how young everyone boarding this ship really is. All young women married to young men who they may never see again, many carrying babies and toddlers. I am one of them. Arthur Renshaw, my husband of 2 years, has been gone for nearly as long as we've been married. He's only met his daughter Barbara once. Now we're off to Canada, away from the threat of the war. I don't know if I'll ever see my husband again, or the rest of my family for that matter. Many of them are staying here in England. I have to start a whole new life, with a baby and no family. The cold wind lashes by and a shiver crawls down my spine, like I've been thrown into water. I tighten the blanket around the baby and take another step towards the guard. He demands my papers, and I fumble for them in my coat pocket. When I hand them to him, he rips them from my grasp. A sharp sting throbs from my finger, left by the sharp edge of the paper. The guard glares through my information, and then hands the papers back with the command to board the ship. I climb the steps, clinging to my child like a lifeline. As I reach the top deck, I turn and look out at the city again. The sky is gray and dreary, like it knows the horrors that are raging below it. With one last look at my home, I duck into the cabin of the boat. It was time to start a new life, and I did start a new life. I had children and grandchildren and lived a very long life. Now I'm here, in this graveyard.
And when her life was just beginning, I thought mine was about to end. I sat hidden in the damp, cold attic, my hands covering my ears, trying to block out the horrific sounds around me. Loud, ear-piercing screams drift through the small attic window, making shivers fill my body. My body is stiff and my muscles are aching, but I know one wrong move and I could be caught. I sometimes wonder if I'm a coward for hiding, yet deep down I know I am only one man and I wouldn't last against this horrid army. Loud shouting shakes me out of my trance. I quickly sit up and lean towards the floorboards, desperate to grasp what the sudden yelling is about. I catch something about hiding, and that's when I realize that my worst fear has just become a reality. The Nazis have found us. Hard footsteps are heard throughout the whole attic, and they're getting closer and closer by the second. It won't be long until they burst into the attic and kill everybody in sight. We're nothing to them. All of a sudden it becomes deadly quiet. No more footsteps. No more shouting. It's as if the Nazis have disappeared into thin air. Yet no one dares to speak, nor dares to move. We wait patiently for the commotion to start up again, yet after many minutes there is still nothing. A tiny glimmer of hope fills my mind, but in a sudden flash, it disappears. The attic bursts open, and gunshots fill the air. This is it. This is the end. I calmly await my death, hoping it will be fast and quick. They look down at me and smirk. "Why ist dein Name?" One of them shouts at me. I softly whisper my name, Gaston Auguste. And then I am surrounded by darkness. My fate is now left in the hands of 5 heartless men. Please be kind and respect me and my stone. My name is carved into this stone, and I only used to have a number to identify me. Please just let me keep it. While I was locked up in that attic, all I could think about was my wife, my children. That attic was nowhere near as safe as the houses you live in now, the arms of your family, people who love and protect you.
So don't take the safety of the lives you lead for granted. Crazy things happen, and you never know. There might come a day when you miss the life you have right now. So be thankful for what you have.